Tanisha Jones is a wife, mother, realtor, God's favorite lady, and founder of Not Your Average Kidney. She's a mouthpiece for all things kidney and transplant related. She's unapologetically grateful for her donor and family. I am David Brister, double lung transplant family member and kidney transplant recipient family member. Let's hear from Tanisha.
Okay, so hey everybody, this is Tanisha Jones. Hello to all the warriors and everybody out there that's tuning in. I am a kidney warrior. I started my journey in '98, but I do want to tell you a little bit about me as far as personal. I am the wife of my lovely husband over 25 years. I am the mother of two daughters, both college graduates, and also I'm a realtor and I'm a huge advocate for Not Your Average Kidney, which is a group that I found, as well as Donate Life and Kidney Disease. I actually have some engagements coming up, and I'm very excited about it. But I also like to provide a little background of where I started, how I became a kidney warrior, and the transition while I was on dialysis to the transplant. So I started my journey unexpectedly, unknown to me. Um, I was at an airport in Florida and I couldn't see. All of a sudden, my sight went out. So I started having difficulties or whatever. So I made it back to Houston. And during that time, prior to my sight going out, I actually had swelling around my ankles where I went from a size 9 to 11. But again, because I'm not familiar with anything, that's a signal or a sign that I actually missed. Also, I gained a lot of weight within probably 4 months, like probably 70 pounds, but my belly was starting to get big and it was solid, rock hard. But again, missed that sign. I just thought, honestly, I thought I was pregnant and I was like, this cannot be. But and then I actually started losing my sight, not fully, but started losing my sight. So I did go to the doctor, and that's when they told me I had high blood pressure. And I'm thinking, I've never had high blood pressure before. And they said, also, your kidneys are failing. And I'm like, what? So I was so more concerned about my job than I was the health. Yes, knock over. But I was more concerned about my job than health. The first thing I said was, how much longer do I have before I can have to get on dialysis or whatever? But later on, probably about 4 weeks later, I had to get on dialysis. And during that journey from dialysis to transplant, I did not have a god awful experience or some of the symptoms that some of the other warriors experienced when they were on dialysis, where they could not drive themselves because they were extremely tired. When they got home, they needed to, rest. I did not have those symptoms, but I was able to function just the same. Later on, probably within 2 years of that, I became blind. And when I say blind, a lot of people are like, you totally got blind. I was blind. But let me tell you what type of blind. It's like looking through a bathroom window, and the windows have those clear center blocks, and you can see a shadow, but you cannot see any face or anything. So during that time, because of my journey, I don't think I was embarrassed, truth be told. I just didn't want anybody in my business. So for about a year and a half, I told a few people, but which was my immediate family. No cousins, no uncles, no relatives, other relatives, no friends or anything like that. And yeah, and how I pulled it off, my daughter got an emergency license with the ability to take me to my doctor's appointment. And my mother and my mother-in-law drove me to dialysis and doctor's appointments. And then, of course, my husband stepped in whenever he was off. They were able to, even with church, we would be at church and they would whisper. They sat so close to me. They would whisper and say, Mom, that's Sister Jones. And she have a red hat on. So when they come up, I would say, hey, Sister Jones, you got a red hat on. That is so pretty. I couldn't see her. I could not see her. It wasn't until later I revealed that I was partially blind or fully blind out of both eyes. And some people were like, "Oh, I didn't know." And they used to say all the time, "Oh, your husband loves you so much," which he does. And he would hold my hand, but he would whisper, "We got to step down," or "It's heavy," a big step, or he'll kind of hold my arm so I wouldn't trip. And then, of course, I'm able to walk, but then he'll say, "Be careful because the rocks and things are leveled," or they'll just grab on the side and be like, "Oh, mommy, I love you so much," but people didn't know that they was just holding me and guiding me or whatever. So that's how I was able to disguise, that period of my warrior journey. Then I got the call. Let me tell you about the call. So the day before, maybe about a week before, I had got pulled over for a ticket. And this particular officer said I ran a stoplight. And I was like, "No, I don't run stoplights. I don't know what you talking about," or whatever. And of course, I had worked on and got my vision back by then by the doctors, surgeons, and everything like that. But I still had dialysis. So she said, "Are you running the light?" And I said, "No, I don't run lights. My husband run lights, not me." So I just gave him up altogether. But then as she was giving me the ticket, I said, "Well, while you're giving tickets, why don't you give me a kidney?" And she kind of looked at me and I said, yeah, I'm bold enough to ask, because at that point in my life, I was like, what do I have to lose? So I told her, and I think I was going to dialysis again. And the next day, she pulled me over, and I'm like, "Oh God, what she pulled me over?" But she was pulling me over to tell me that she wanted to consider donating a kidney to me, as well as her partner and her mother. So I was so excited. And before I actually got the call from the transplant center, my family met with her, and she did go get tested. And I got the news that she was not a match. And then I was waiting on her mother and her partner to go get tested. But during that time, which was probably 2 weeks, give and take, I can't remember. But needless to say, I did get the call. I did get the call, and I was able to receive a blessing from someone as well. And that's where I got my kidney from, which is Memorial Hermann Hospital. So I've been doing well. It's going on 6 years this September every year. For the anniversary, I do actually do something or celebrate, my donor. Now, the way that I pay it forward for my donor, I actually started Not Your Average Kidney. The reason why I started Not Your Average Kidney, which is an online group, is because I noticed I was a little bit younger than others, but also just for the older, warriors as well. That when I walked into the dialysis center, I noticed everybody's kind of sad. You see people limbs, had to be removed, and everybody's just sad. So I just remember it has to be joy in this journey, and we have to like there got to be better. There got to be joy somewhere. So I started doing little stuff at the dialysis center. I would come in and play music early in the morning. Everybody's sleepy. I would play loud music, and I would come down the hallways, and Commodores would be on celebration, good time, come on. And I would be, come on, come on. And over time, they would be irritated, but they'd be waiting for me to come in. If I missed or I had a hospital visit or whatever, but they truly were waiting on me to come in. And that confirmed, okay, let's start this online group. So when I started it originally, I didn't have any agenda. I didn't have any goals. I just wanted to make people happy. So I was able to gather a lot of followers on Facebook as well as Instagram. And over time, it kind of grew, and I would do little dances. I would do, different words of the day, but I was abnormal. I would also do gratitude for the day. One of the things that I implemented was I could dance all day, but sometimes people need something to hold on to or something tangible. And so I created Grateful Day. I'm sorry, Grateful Day. So I would just maybe say something as if maybe, hey, show me something green, or wear something green for Kidney Warrior, to encourage them. And people would put their pictures on. I would put their names in a bucket, and I would pull out, and I would give them, sell them some money and tell them to have a great day, take yourself on lunch or do whatever. And then it expanded to gift cards. And then my mother and some of my siblings started joining and giving those things. And that's how that day grew. And then I also did a um, family and friend gathering, like a cookout that turned out so successful. And I did that twice. And then also, I did a family and friend day in the walk during Kidney Awareness Month. I gathered all friends and family. We met at the track and we would just walk. If you could, we would definitely walk just one lap. Or if you want to, you can walk 12 or 20. And then I gave out from my kidney doctor. He donated salads and water and things like that. So I was able to do that. My nieces and nephew would lead a little small warm up, like maybe 2 or 3 jumping jacks, just enough to kind of say, hey, we need to get moving and running or whatever. And then at the end, I release balloons and commemorate those that have lost their lives to kidney journey. I did that several times in different places. So I definitely enjoy giving back. That's the main thing, and the joy that I want to bring to everyone is to have joy despite of the circumstances and the way that, it may look ahead of you. Let's smile, let's laugh, I know it's difficult, bills are due, family, and no one understands us, but that's what I'm here for. So that is my journey. And as far as the transplant, I apologize. I did receive my transplant over, it'll be 6 years this year, and everything is fine. I'm fine, and we're good.
Now, what are some of the activities you do with the transplant community?
With the transplant community, this year, because I want to get my foot more in the Austin area. I plan to, this month actually, I plan to join them for a Donate Life drive, and it will be in Austin, Texas. And actually, they are not listed under Donate Life. They are listed under TOSA, TOSA, but they in conjunction with Donate Life. But I plan to do a couple of events with them as far as Donate Life drives. And I also have an upcoming interview on Channel 7. I believe it's Channel 7, where I will give my story, a short story. I, do interviews. I do kidney walk with my family. Although it's kidney walk, I also do walks with Donate Life and different things like that. I do a lot of volunteer work, and I'll go stand at the Donate for Life drives regarding my journey and my dedication and what I'm doing to commemorate my donor. So those are some of the things. And I also do transplant walks as well with my family. They love, love, love those. So I do that annually with them. But that's what I do for transplant.
You mentioned that you were unapologetically grateful for your donor family. Share a little with us about that.
I'm definitely unapologetically. I've always been unapologetically. Even before I got the transplant, I've always been thyself. That was my key. And then telling my daughters, be thyself. But it definitely, after receiving that blessing and that gift, because I have yet to hear back from my donor family, it's just something that I can do. If that time was to come where they are ready to meet or ready to whatever step they would like to take, I just know that everything, I just have a plethora of things that I'm doing in her honor. And just being myself and making sure that I pay it forward. Rather not, I don't have any backing. I'm not a nonprofit. Everything I do, the toy drive, everything that I do is in honor for her. And it's all backed by me and my husband funds. But I enjoy it. I love it. My kids love it. They celebrate Donate Life Month for me. Then when they were in college, they would wear these shirts. I got them special shirts made, even for Not Your Average Kidney. They'll put Not Your Average Kidney, and that was a question mark behind it. People, and I would say, what does NIAC mean? Or whatever, and they'll give my, I'm sure a short version, probably a text version, because they were young kids. But they were willing. They really, really supported me, even with my husband. He knows that I'm unapologetically myself, and grateful for my donor that he got some jewelry and some tennis shoes special. He just knows the whole all of my family knows how passionate I am. So that's why I say I'm unapologetically grateful to my donor. I have shirts made and everything. Nobody can never say she never talk about kidney. Even if I don't talk about it, if I walk by you in a restaurant, it's gonna say one of my shirts said, I make no apologies for my kidney donor. And a lot of times they will pull me over like, oh, I didn't know, or my husband, whatever. And it's just a great conversation piece that I love to start with all of my t-shirts and special little sayings that I have. So there we are. So that's where we are. Thank you, Tanisha Jones.